الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, first of all, let us extend our gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for enabling us to be in this class after a few months. I think about more than 2 months we don't have class due to the Ramadan and also due to the Shawwal, and now we are already in the month of Zulqa'dah. Alhamdulillah. So we will continue our class on the Sirah, book of the Sirah, Rahiq al-Makhtum. I already sent a new copy of the Rahiq al-Makhtum. Last time we have, it is not that, the translation is not that good, but the one I posted today seems to be much better. So we will use that text. I think all of you have the book, right? Online book. So if you refer to the page 34, where we will cover today, inshallah, about the religions of the Arabs, Adyan. Maybe the previous topic we already discussed something about about the emergence of, about something related to Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail, historical background. So today we will focus on the religions of the Arabs, or in other words, how was the religion in the pre-Islamic period, before the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As we already know that Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he migrated from Babylon due to the idol worshippers, and then he migrated from Babylon to Sham, then from Sham to Palestine and to Egypt, and finally he arrived at Mecca, right? So and we observe that at that time the first residents in that place is the Hajar alayhi salam and also Ismail. There was nobody else, right? Even though there was some narration said there was some people before that, but in fact we don't have any correct information about them. But it is true that Ismail and Hajar be the first residents of Mecca and also surrounding area. So we found that there is no religion at that time. Okay, if we say that Hajar is following the teaching of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, so she's the only one who is Islam, whereas Ismail alayhi salam is still at that time is very small. In other words, he is just born there, and then so maybe after some time, of course, he has to follow the religion of his father, that is Ibrahim alayhi salam. So in other words, which means the first resident Ismail and Hajar, and they have Islam in their religion is Islam, because they follow the father, or the Hajar follow the husband, right? So is there any other religion besides Islam in Makkah? So that is the question. So that is the thing we are going to highlight. Maybe at the initial stage, as we already said, Islam. Okay, but later on, after the period of Ibrahim alayhi salam, after the period of Ismail, is there any other religion come into that city, Makkah particularly, and in peninsula of Arabia, what we call it the Hijaz? So that is the things, the issues highlighted by this in the book of Rahiq al-Makhtum. So we will look maybe paragraph by paragraph all the religion that exists in Hijaz or Saudi Arabia particularly in Makkah, before the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. So if we see in the first paragraph, if I can read here some of the things, I think the one which I already highlighted just now, that he put it there, most of the Arabs had complied with the call of Ismail. So in other words, of course, in the last class, we already highlighted about the genealogy of Ibrahim alayhi salam. How many generations between Prophet Muhammad to Adnan, and from Adnan to Ismail? You all still remember? All together, total, or in 42, and that is from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to no. Total is about 60, right? 20 and 40, right? 40 generation, right? The forefathers or the grandfathers of Ibrahim, what is that? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam until Ibrahim alaihi salam is about 40, all right? So about 60. So of course all those tribes and also all the people at the initial stage, they were following the religion of Ibrahim, and after that Ismail. Okay, after the death of both, then there was some problem. So that is the thing he is highlighting here. You see, most of the Arabs had complied with the call of Ismail and professed the religion of his father Ibrahim. They had worshipped Allah, professed his oneness, and followed his religion a long time until they forgot part of what they had been reminded of. So this is normal, something normal in all people, right? You will follow for until some time only. After that, you may forget your teaching, the teaching. Like you said just now, you already forget what you learned, right? So it must be. It's very difficult to be istiqamah. Sometime in the middle of the journey, many things had happened. Can happen, and that's why here he is saying that the Arabs, most of the Arabs, following the teaching of the Ibrahim and also Ismail until some time only. Like nowadays also, we almost many of us already forget what the teaching of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right or not? Due to many reasons, due to the colonization of the enemies of Islam and this and so on. So we may forget how to return to the original teaching. So here he's saying, so even though they maintain, but some of the part of the teaching of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, teaching of the Ibrahim alayhi salam, they already forgot. Okay, so that is in the first paragraph. Okay, next. Yeah.
Why does this writer comply with the call of Ismail alayhi salam?
What?
Why did the writer mention about the teaching of Nabi Ismail?
Okay.
Neglecting Nabi Ishaq and Yaqub or whoever else they come from.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good question. But maybe I think if I can understand well the history, because we are focusing about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So Ishaq is from the Bani Israel. So maybe because of that because these things happen in Makkah. So Ishaq is another part of the world. Yeah, because he is to the Bani Israel. Because normally we don't know much about the Ishaq and also his progeny, because most of them are prophets. So
the statement started with most of the Arabs.
yeah.
The
Yeah, that's the Hijaz, around the Hijaz, or maybe some part from the Egyptian side, because Hajar come from that region, right? So, yeah, if
Sham falls under Levant, falls under Arabs as well. I mean, the Arabs are in those areas as well, aren't they?
that we need to look into detail. Is the Sham people, can we call them Arab or not? Wallahu alam. So because normally when we say Arab is those people who within the Hijaz, even after the this Riyadh and Bahrain, all of them are Arab or not, we are not sure. But normally here is referring to the Hijaz. Okay, so that is a good question, because who are those people Arab? We are addressing whom as Arabs? Are all people? Because in Syria, they are sometimes they are not speaking Arabic, they are speaking other languages, because the other prophets are not all of them are speaking Arabic, Hebrew. Right? The Bani Israel's language is not Arabic; they have Hebrew and maybe other local language. Okay, so why he is focusing about Ismail? The only reason is that because from his progeny came the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, however, they still maintain such fundamental beliefs such as monotheism. Of course, they are worshipping one God, that's for sure. Okay, but some of the teachings, the praying, maybe they already neglected, some people. For example, now, many of the Muslims, are they really practicing the rituals of the Prophet ﷺ? Maybe they are not practicing, right? They are not practicing prayer, they are not practicing the Sharia. But if we say you are not Muslim, they will angry at us, right? They say we are Muslim, we believe in one God. Same like that. In the past also the same. If the Arabs, they may neglect some of their Sharia matters, but they are the monotheism. Monotheism is the word is for Tawheed. Still they are practicing, they will say on God. So that's why he said such as monotheism, as well as various other aspects of Abraham's religion. Until the time, you see, he said until the time of chief of Khuza'ah. There were many tribes, right? So one of the tribe is the Khuza'ah. So, and the chief of this Khuza'ah name is Amr ibn Luhai. Amr ibn Luhai. And according to the historians, it is from the time of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam to this person is about 300 or 400 years ago. I say, because I got the information from another material, if I can say that, it is said about, let me check. I have written that in one of the material. Okay, it's about long time, So according to the author, he said that this Amr ibn Luhai. Anybody knows about this name? Or first time you are hearing? First time, huh? So Amr ibn Luhai, who was renowned for righteousness, he is very pious. People respect him. Okay, so he normally travel from Makkah to Syria for many reasons. So when he was in Syria, so he looked, the people are worshipping the idols, because Syria are known to be a place of the other religion, right? So they also worshipping idols. Like the first idol worshippers came from where? Huh? Babylon, known to be. That's why Ibrahim left the what? Left the huh? Huh? Iraq. Iraq. Where the place of the Ibrahim alayhi salam. We can find these verses in Surah Al-Anbiya. Surah Al-Anbiya, there are verses from, what is the verse? Where he was, if you are familiar, you can see these verses from Surah Al-Anbiya. You see from Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 51 to 60. If you look carefully, we can find that Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam debating the Namrud in where? In Babylon about the what? About the asnam, the idols. He said, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ رُشْدَهُ مِنْ قَبْلُ وَكُنَّا بِهِ عَالِمِينَ إِذْ قَالَ لِأَبِيهِ وَقَوْمِهِ مَا هَذِهِ التَّمَاثِيلُ الَّتِي أَنْتُمْ لَهَا عَاكِفُونَ. What does it mean? Surely we had bestowed wisdom upon Ibrahim even earlier, and we knew him well. That is verse number 51. Recall when he said to his father and his people, what are these images, idols, to which you are devotedly clinging? Akifin, they are bowing, prostrating to this asnam, and so on. It continue until the verse of 60. وَتَاللَّهِ لَأَكِيدَنَّ أَصْنَامَكُمْ بَعْدَ أَن تُوَلُّوا مُدْبِرِينَ. When he was discussing the thing with the Namrud and the followers, in verse number 57, by Allah, I shall certainly carry out my plan against your gods after you are gone. It means he warned the people that he will destroy all the idols. So it means the idol worshippers already exist since that time, since the Babylon. And even before that, they already have. Do you remember what are the idols? During whose time? Nuh alayhi salam. He mentioned also that how these things come back, revived by this man, Amr ibn Luhai. There was no idol worshippers in Makkah, but the first introduced by this man. Okay, so in Babylon, then shift to Syria. So in Syria, it's already have idol worshippers also. Jordan. Okay. The Petra. Yeah. So then he went to Egypt, right? Then when he come to Mecca, no idols. Okay. So here the point is that this man, when he went to Syria, okay, when he went to Syria, this Amr ibn Luhai, who was renowned for his and so on, come back from a trip to Syria where he saw people worship idols, okay, and he approved that. Oh, this is good practice. MashaAllah, why not we introduce this one to Makkah? Like for example, Sheikh, you go to where? To somewhere, some part of the world, and then you find something new, and then you want to bring that one to here. Like for example, their um, what, bowing to the this grave, for example, someone grave. Oh, mashallah, this is kind of a form of admiring people, praising people, respecting scholars, for example. Then you come and introduce this one. That's the thing happens in Malaysia also. They see, they imitate the others. For example, you go to the Batu Caves, for example, you saw something, oh, you interested that thing. Oh, why not we introduce this in our religion? Whereas you know that is the something against Islam, but you don't care because you don't know about Islam, not really understand about the Islam. So the same thing happened after they forgot the real teaching of Ibrahim alayhi salam. This Amr ibn Luhai, so he brought an idol, and the idol name is what? They call it Hubal. Name it Hubal. Okay, no problem. Name it Hubal. So he said no Hubal. Okay. So because why? He feel, oh, this is the place where all the scriptures, all the old prophets know the other prophet. Maybe they already have information about that one. From the Bani what is that? Ishaq. He have all the prophets from that region, right? So he feel this is the religious city. So why not we bring some of the idols and put it in Makkah? Because of the ignorant, they already forgot many of the teachings. Like for example, the same thing happened in Makkah some time ago, during the time of, according to the history, during the time of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab. The stories goes like that. Allahu alam. So they were worshipping these graveyards, the people. That is from the time of the Prophet ﷺ until when? About 600 years, 700 years. Many people forgot already, right? So the same thing happened here. So he brought an idol. He thought with him an idol. He brought with him that idol is called Hubal. Then he placed where? Placed in the middle of the Kaaba. Because maybe he is at that time he is someone respected by people. Okay, like for example, let's see, any of you go to some part of the world to study, further study, right? You go and study Islam in Morocco, for example, and then the rest are ignorant. In your city, everyone is ignorant, right? So you saw something that attracted you, and you feel comfortable with that. You brought that kind of teaching to here and introduce that one. Nobody knows whether it is right or not. So it's the same thing this in regard to this Amr ibn Luhai. Okay. So from that time, okay, the paganism spread all over Makkah. Makkah first Makkah. Then it spread to Hijaz. You see, sister, here is Makkah, then to the Hijaz, the whole region of the Hijaz. Okay. And they know that people of the Makkah being custodians of not only the sacred house, but the whole haram as well. So those surrounding areas of this Hijaz, they feel that these are the people of Makkah doing that. So why not we do the same thing, right? And they introduced a great many idols bearing different names were introduced into the area. So they give all kind of names. Okay, so briefly about that one. So like what? You have the idol called Manat. Did you come across Manat? Manat. Okay, and worshipped in the place known as a Mushallal, near the Qadid. Where is the Qadid? On the Red Sea. You know Red Sea? Where is the Red Sea? Yeah, I also don't know. I don't know this Qadid. I know Red Sea, but don't know Qadid. So somewhere around that, between the Egypt and what? Egypt and Saudi Arabia. You know Qadid, Yahi? You're from that region, right? Okay, then they have Alat, another Lat. Alat in Taif. Okay, this idol is in Taif. And then the third one is Al-Uzza, another idol. So these three idols have been mentioned in the Quran, if you remember. All these idols were mentioned there. Then, okay, this Uzza placed in Nakhla, in the name, in the valley of Nakhla, a place we don't know, where is it? All in the Hijaz. So on and so forth. Polytheism prevailed and the number of idols increased everywhere in Hijaz. So starting from that time, the worshipping of idols and polytheism increased. It is not reducing. From time to time, it is increased. Okay, then Amr bin Luhai, you see here, he's mentioned about the jinn. Not only Luhai, Amr bin Luhai is the only one. He was helped by another creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the shaitan. MashaAllah, he also supporting this Amr bin Luhai. What he did, there is a jinn helping him and told this, what is that, this, what is his name? Amr ibn Luhai, that is the Norse folk, the idols, what they call it as a Waddam, Waswa, Wayaghuz, Waya'uq, Wanasr, 5 idols. It has been buried in Jeddah. Go and dig that. Get it out. Who said that one? The jinn. So this is giving a kind of inspiration, ilham. There is go, mashallah. So he become in obedience to the. So that's, and all these are mentioned in the Quran. This what is that? Allat wal Uzza. All have been mentioned in the Quran, and also this all these 5 idols mentioned. Okay. So then he went and brought them to Medina. To Makkah. And then during the pilgrimage, people come from many parts of the world. So he distribute this one. Distribute the idols. Made it. Made small one. Like nowadays they are making idols made of all kind of material, right? From silver, gold, and so on. So made it and distribute that. But maybe it is made of clay. So during the time of pilgrimage, but still they are doing the pilgrimage. They are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can you imagine? Worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and at the same time, they use all these idols. Are they worshipping these idols? No, they are not worshipping. Then what they do? This clearly mentioned, they believe in one God. These people, these Arab, believe in one God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But at the same time, they make a kind of partnership, associate with this shirk, what they call it, mushrikin. So that's why they were addressed as a mushrikun. Okay. So upon pilgrimage time, the idols were distributed among the tribes to take back home. Every tribe and house had their own idols. So here it is started. And the sacred house was also overcrowded with all kind of idols. In addition to that, how many? The one we mentioned the name? About 8, right? 8. And they add up whatever they want to add up. And name, give whatever name lah. Munyandi, Subramaniam, Murugan, like Hindus do, right? Who cares? Give any names. So the total of the idols, how many? 360 before the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al-Kaaba, he broke them down. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam during the time of conquest of Makkah. We will come across that one later. Okay, so he removed all these 360 idols were found around the Kaaba. Okay. Then, so now the Arabs become so prominent in worshipping the idols, associating with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why when you see in the Quran, in many places, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Yasalunaka, what is that? When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked them, who created this universe, this earth, they will say what? Man khalaqas samawati wal ard. When Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked the Arabs, who created the universe? Who created the earth? The answer is Allah. They say Allah. It means they believe in Allah. But at the same time, they are mushrikun. That is the difference. Okay. Okay. Next. Traditions and ceremonies of worship of their idols had been mostly created by this. Or not only he brought the idols, he also introduced a kind of practices, ceremonies, and traditions, belief, superstitions, introduced by him. You do this one, you will get this one. Okay, so that is the thing. Created by Amr ibn Luhai and were deemed as good innovation. And he said this is, mashallah, good teaching, right? Good teaching. For example, nowadays people are doing something, right, about the Maulid Rasul, for example. This is good. We're praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why not? It's okay, right? So that kind of things. Have you heard about those kind of things? Many things in our society happening. This kind of innovation. So it already started since the time of Amr ibn Luhai, before Islam. How the alteration, distortion, corruption come into the real teaching of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Ismail alayhi salam. Okay, and after some time, everything will be forgotten. Right? When the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam come, nothing. There is no really no real teaching of the Ibrahim alayhi salam. Everything is already polluted. You will come when you look into all these kind of things mentioned in the Quran and also in this book elaborating about the superstition. Mashallah, you will see all these are in Islam. Okay, let us see some of the tradition and ceremonies of worship of their idols had been mostly created by whom? Amr ibn Luhai. Okay, and he said this is good bid'ah, good innovation, rather than deviations from the Abraham's religion. Okay.
That is where bid'ah comes from.
Yeah, where the bid'ah is started. How the bid'ah is started like that? You introduce something. Yes. Who is Amr ibn Luhai? He is the one. What is that? He is the chief of the Khuza'ah, a tribe in Khuza'ah. There was about 300 to 400 years before the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so he introduced. He's one of the tribe that exists in Makkah at that time.
So he was the prominent leader.
Yeah, that's why people believe him. Otherwise, people will not take from anyone, right? If the scholars, the rabbis can make the people follow them, yeah, right? So that's why Islam encourages us to be knowledgeable person. Knowledgeable person, not easy to make him astray. Okay, so some of these features, you see, for example, features of their worship of idols. Number one is stated there, right? Number one is what? Self-devotion to the idols, seeking refuge with them, acclamation of their names, calling for their help in hardship, supplication to them for fulfillment of wishes, hopefully that the idols would mediate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a kind of shafa'ah, giving shafa'ah. Okay, the idols giving shafa'ah. Like for example, if you go to the Batu cave, they will say the same thing. We didn't worship them. We didn't make any. We just ask them because we are sinful. They are good people. So this is the right. So this is the thing they say.
Typical answer.
Shafa'ah, right? In Islam, there is no such kind of shafa'ah. Shafa'ah, we are direct to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa idha sa'alaka ibadi anni fa inni qarib. Directly can communicate. Okay, so this self-devotion is akifin, like we mentioned in Surah Al-Anbiya just now. Okay, they are, akif is a bowing, a kind of bowing. Okay, that is number one. Do you have anything to ask in this paragraph?
The idol, is it referring to tattoo or is it referring to living human like a wali?
Idol is the real idol, asnam, tamasil. Yeah, like the one made by the followers of the Noah, which means they see this is a good people, so they make a statue of these people, right? Like we also have in Malaysia. What is that statue of what? Of Tunku Abdul Rahman, for example. He has contributed a great job in Malaysia, right? So people are ignorant, don't know about the religion. Maybe they can go and worship them, right? So the statue of these people. Okay. Number 2. Yeah, number 2. Yeah, they also do pilgrimage to idols. How? To the idols. They put the idol in the center. They make tawaf. Yes. Like nowadays people are doing that in some part of the world. In Egypt, they have. They go around the makam of what they say, Husayni or what, something like that. I never visited Egypt. They have the makam of Shafi'i. Those ignorant, they go and make a tawaf 7 times, 400 times. Yeah. So that kind of thing is performing pilgrimage. There's a form of a pilgrimage, right? But they come, the Arabs come to the Kaaba and they do this tawaf. Okay, prostrating, bowing, and so on. Okay. Number 3, seeking favors of idols through various kinds of sacrifices and immolations, which is mentioned in the Quranic verses. You know this one? This is a nazar. Nazar, yeah. You know nazar, right? Yeah, nazar. Slaughtering animals, sacrifice, so that. That's the mention in Surah Al-Ma'idah. Surah Al-Ma'idah. Wama dubiha ala nusub. Okay, verse number 3. Surah Al-Ma'idah. And that which is sacrificed or slaughtered on the nusub. So this nusub. Okay, so that is about that one. Then also in Surah Al-An'am, verse 121, they are slaughtering in the name of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, using the name of Hubal, for example. I am slaughtering this cow for the Hubal. Who is this Hubal? The first idol introduced in the Kaaba, in Mecca. And then there are some other asnam. Okay. And then also consecration of certain portion of the food, drink, cattle, and crops to the idols. This also they do. It means they give like you have seen this Hindus, right? Habuan, bahagian. For example, you have seen the Chinese, right? They brought all this pineapple, apple, orange, put in the worshipping place. Have you seen this one? They put, like the Malays also do, nasi kunyit, for the this and that, right? Okay. So they thought that they will eat some portion. This is mentioned in Surah what? What is that? in Surah Al-An'am, verse 136. وَجَعَلُوا لِلَّهِ مِمَّا ذَرَأَ مِنَ الْحَرْثِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ نَصِيبًا وَقَالُوا هَذِهِ لِلَّهِ بِزَعْمِهِمْ وَهَذَا لِشُرَكَائِنَا فَمَا كَانَ لِشُرَكَائِهِمْ فَلَا يَصِلُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَمَا كَانَ لِلَّهِ فَهُوَ يَصِلُ إِلَى شُرَكَائِهِمْ سَاءَ مَا يَحْكُمُونَ. Okay? And they assign to Allah a share of the tilth and cattle which He has created. And they say, this is for Allah. This portion is for Allah. Okay? And another portion for their partners, the so-called partners, shurakaihim. But the share of the partners reaches not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? So this is just Allah making clarify to those people, the share that they say this is to their partners will not reach to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the portion that they give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reach the partners. Okay, so that is the meaning of portion of the foods and bring cattle and crops to the idols. Okay. Number 5. Number 5 is carrying favors with these idols through votive offerings of crops, cattle, to which effect the Quran said, وَقَالُوا, it seems like similar to that one, which means this Amr bin Luhai come up with something that he said, if this kind of cattle, you cannot eat. Okay? هذه أنعام وحرث حجر لا يطعمها إلا من نشاء. So this, in other words, this is just making something legal, something illegal. This is lawful, this is not lawful. Like for example, nowadays you say, this, what is that? Any food, or this is haram. Like what? Like this, any food that you don't like, this crab, for example, you don't like, right? You say this is haram. Or this only we can eat, we only can eat, you cannot eat. Okay? So that kind of thing. These crops, this kind of food we can eat. This kind of food you cannot eat. Some sort of like that. You get the point? Ketam batu, yeah, something like for example, in Hanafi mazhab, they cannot eat this shrimp, right? They don't eat shrimp, right? You know that? They don't eat shrimp, they don't eat this crab and so on. They say this is haram. You all cannot eat. We all cannot eat. You want to eat, you eat. Or some sort of like that lah. Okay? So all this according to their own pretending, zan. And according to their pretending, they say that such and such cattle and crops are forbidden, and none should eat of them except those whom we allow. Okay, so it means they are making something lawful, something unlawful. Okay, that is number 5. Number 6, this is so interesting. What is that? They said, yeah, dedication of certain animals, which is mentioned, this is mentioned in the Quran. Al-Bahira, Al-Sa'iba, Al-Wasila, Al-Ham. 2 idols. What is Bahira? Okay, this is just mentioned in the Quran, but actually there is some interpretation of the scholars. Like for example here, he said, Bahira, as reported by the well-known historian, I think you know about this Muhammad ibn Ishaq, he's an historian, well-known historian. He said that was daughter of Sa'iba, which was a female camel that gave birth to 10 successive female animals, but no male ones, was set free and forbidden to yoke, burden, or being shed of its wool. it is just a kind of term that to indicate that this animal, if already delivered babies, so we cannot use it. We cannot make burdening them, giving some works and so on. This they have in Hindu tradition, you know. Hindu tradition, they have this kind of things. This kind of animal, this kind of cow. So after some time, it already have many baby cow, for example. So we are not burdening them. Let this cow rest and so on. So this is referring to the camels, not cow. Bahira, Saiba, Wasila, and Ham. Okay. So the detail of that you can find here about all the terms mentioned here. Bahira, and this is mentioned in the Quran. In verse, what number verse? Surah Al-Maidah, right? Verse number 100, 103. So you can in the Quran or in the Hadith there was no further explanation about these terms, but the point is that it's explained by the scholars. So the detail of that one you can see there lah. Okay. You see, for example, the wasila, a she camel set free for idols because it has given birth to a she camel at its first delivery, and then again gives birth to a she camel at its second delivery. So these kind of things. So I think this is just a kind of interpretation of the scholars lah. Okay. So all these are no evidences, no proof, just come from their own inspiration of whom? Jinn. Can be jinn, can be anyone else. So in our case here is Amr bin Luhai. Don't forget this name. Amr bin Luhai is very important. Important person in making innovation. First innovator in Islam. Okay.
So in other words, he's considered a Muslim?
Mushrik.
Not Muslim.
Muslim mushrik. Yeah, we have many mushrik nowadays, right? But he called him.
Confusing, Chef. Muslim, Mushrik.
Yeah, he's Muslim. He's saying that's why all the Arabs before the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they are Muslim in one sense. They believe in one God, but
They have partnership.
yeah, they are partnership. And the mushrik as kafir is same, right? Right or not? Are they same? Same or not? Same lah, because the kafir and the mushrik will be in the hellfire forever, right? Khalidina finnar. Right? Right or not?
I cannot agree that he's a Muslim.
Okay, it's correct lah. But I'm trying to say he believed on God, but at the same time he had partners. So of course he is considered as a kafir. Right? But they claim they are Muslims. Nowadays there are many mushriks, but at the same time they claim as a Muslim. Am I right or not? Huh?
Muslim by name.
That I don't know.
But maybe they still profess the Shahada, but at the same time the practices are still doing worshipping other things.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we consider every mushrik is a kafir or every kafir is a mushrik? Huh?
No,
No,
no.
because mushrik, they seek partnership by atheists, they don't believe in any God.
Yeah.
So
It
they
says,
are not mushrik, they are just kafir. If the message got to them and they reject it, then they are considered as kafir, but they are not mushrik because they don't
So it means,
worship any God.
so every mushrik is kafir.
Every mushrik is kafir. Well, if the message did not get to them, then they're not kafir.
Huh?
Yeah, but the definition of kufur is that the message
Ah.
But if the message did not get to them, then they're not considered as kafir. They are just jahiliya.
Jahil,
Jahil.
ignorant
In the deen of Islam,
in the Deen of Islam.
the only religion accepted by Allah is submissive to Allah. So somebody cannot be like a Muslim, but he can believe in Allah also.
Again, say it again.
Somebody who is not a Muslim can believe in Allah, but not in the name of Islam, Muslim.
Ah.
In one God.
And also he can also believe in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay. Those who are the Islam didn't reach them, what can call them? For example, in places far away, very far away from society, they are living. Can we call them? Kafir or mushrik? Huh? None of them are kafir.
What I think the term kafir means, the message gets
To
to them.
them.
It says, tell the message about Islam.
Okay.
But they reject it. Only then these people are kafir.
Okay. The message
The
didn't.
message did not reach them, they are not kafir.
Then what?
Non-Muslims.
Yeah, they're not Muslims. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure about the terminology.
Okay, think about that. Okay, so that's a good question. Huh? How you think about that? Huh? Okay, let us look the next point. It has been authentically reported that such superstition, all the superstition we mentioned just now, about 6 of them, right? And its branches, were first invented by this person, Amr ibn Luhai. Okay, because there are some people whose name is Luhai, so make sure when you have children, don't give this name, Amr ibn Luhai. Okay, Amri, okay, Amr. Not just kidding, you can whatever name, no problem. Okay, the Arabs believed that such idols and heathen gods would bring them nearer to. I see, here is the point here. They didn't worship them. They just said that all these idols bring them nearer to Allah. Ma yuqarribuna ila Allahi zulfa. Lead them to Him and immediate with Him for their sake. To which effect the Quran says, we worship them only that they may bring us near to Allah. Mediator, yeah. And they worship besides Allah things that hurt them not, nor profit them. And they say, these are our intercessor with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are shufa'a, only giving the shafa'ah. Okay, next. I think the translation, the following passages are not that following the real translation of the book, because in Arabic, I refer to the Arabic book. He said, "Kanatil Arab tastaqsimu al bil azlam." Azlam means this. The next point mentioned here. You see here, another divinatory tradition among the Arabs was casting of azlam. You know azlam? We are moving to another point. Featherless arrows, which were of 3 kinds. One showing yes, another no, and a third was blank, which they used to do in case of serious matters like traveling, marriage, and the like. If the Lord showed yes, they would do. If no, they would delay for the next year. A kind of Qur'an, in Arabic, Qur'an or Azlam. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, for example, this one. You have arrow, 3 arrow, okay, like this one, nothing. They put yes, no. Another one is without nothing. They write something, right? Okay. Now you want to travel to where? Travel, or you want to something. You said this football team will win, okay, or lose. So you put it here lah. Yes or no? Take 3. So if you take this one, yes, okay. So that is a kind of azlam. You want to travel to Japan, for example, you put the same thing. Yes, no, or just leave it blank like that. The third one, okay. Then you pick it 1. So if you said yes, you go. If you said no, you don't go. Or you need to postpone. You want to marry with someone? Do the same also. Yes, no, and the blank. Okay, if you get the yes, okay, you get married. But in Islam, we are not doing that one, right? What we do? We do istikhara. Okay, so that is the difference. So this practice is called as a azlam, which is prohibited in Islam. Okay. Okay, so here he mentions several types of azlam. Actually, it is a kind of gambling lah, a kind of gambling. Tilik, yeah, tilik. Other kinds of azlam were cast for water, blood, money, and showed from you or not from you, or mulsak. So there are many types of azlam here. So we can you can read one by one all those azlam. And also even to the extent whenever they have a kind of they are confused with who is his father, okay, they do this azlam also. They have a baby, for example, someone newly come to this place, for example, he said, I'm your father, I'm your son, whatever. So they do this azlam also. That is mentioned here in the in what? You see here, in cases of doubt in filiation, they would resort to the idol of Hubal. They go to the Hubal, the first idol, okay, with 100 camel gift for the arrow caster. Only the arrows would then decide the sort of relationship. If the arrow showed from you, then it was decided that the child belonged to the tribe. If it showed from others, he would then be regarded as an ally, but if consociated appeared, the person would retain his position, but with no lineage of or alienage contract. So this kind of practice they have also. Okay? Even to decide, even though it is clear that is the father of but they do this azlam, this type of azlam, to consider whether is really his child or not. Okay? So all these are considered a kind of gambling. And also they have another this practice. This was very much like gambling and arrow shafting, whereby they used to divide the meat of the camels they slaughtered according to this tradition. Moreover, they used to have a deep conviction in the tidings of the soothsayers, diviners, and astrologers. All these terms are referring in Arabic, al-kahin. You know kahin? The word kahin? The word kahin is kahin. They have 3 terms. Kahin, what is that? Al-munajjim, the one who looked to the star, look the tilik. He said just tilik. This is the kahin. Was sahir. Pat nujum. nujum. Okay, so he look for when the raining is coming. If you belong to this star, what will happen to you? And we also have this star, eh?
Astrologers.
Huh?
Astrologers.
Astrologers, huh? That's the one, astrologers. Okay, so it is, of course, it is considered as a shirk. All these are considered as a shirk. Okay. Am I going very fast?
No.
It's okay, right?
Okay.
Because all of you can read the book, right?
Yeah.
So next time, I think before you come, you read the book already. Now I already posted to you the book, so we can take in the form of a discussion, right? The term you don't understand, then we can discuss, right? That will be easier. Otherwise, we read sentence by sentence. I don't know when we will finish. Okay, next. So all these three terms already there. And then they also have another term, what you call it is tiara. You know tiara? Of course, it is not translated here in... Yeah. That call it tiara. This also was introduced by them. It means, for example, the bad luck, good luck, bad luck. You know, for example, if for anything, for example, they want to travel, they use these birds. Okay, they hold this bird. If it fly to the right side, okay, then it can travel. If it fly in the left side, it is not good. We also have that kind of superstition in Malaysian culture, right? Bewak lalu. Yeah, this all prediction. Not, it's a kind of prediction, but it is not really prediction. Prediction is something that you predict that this will happen. Superstition. It's a kind of belief that if this cat cross you to the left, it's a danger waiting for you. If it cross to the right side, mashallah, you are going to be a lucky man. You are going to get whatever you want. Gugu. Voodoo. 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 Voodoo.
V-O-O-D-O-O.
Oh, I don't know about voodoo. Indonesia also use it. Oh, mashallah, good. You are Indonesian? Or you married with Indonesian?
How do you know?
Then how you know? Yeah. Okay. Regardless. Okay. So that's about the tiara, and so people of pre-Islamic period, believing in superstition, they still retain some of the Abrahamic tradition, such as devotion to the holy sanctuary, circumambulation is the tawaf, observance of the pilgrimage, and so on. So they still maintain, but at the same time, there are a lot of superstition. So that is like the practice of the Muzdalifah, Arafah, all those you have still maintain some of the teaching of the Ibrahim alayhi salam, but most of the thing have been altered and corrupted by these people of the Arabs. Okay. Do you have any question on that one? The place is all people depart. So then okay, so that is all about the idolatrous in Saudi Arabia, how it comes. So now we already know. So before the time of Amr ibn Luhai, there were no such kind of these idol worshippers in Saudi Arabia. Only they come after that, and from that time on, it is continue. Okay, now let us look how the other religions. So you already know about the idolaters. Other religion, Judaism. Is there any Judaism there or any Christianity there? And now he's trying to elaborate on that one in the following passages. Okay. In addition to these idolaters, they also have Judaism, Christianity, Magians, you call it Majusi, right? And also As-Sa'ibin. Was-Sa'ibin. Have you come across this Sabi'in? Sabi'inism. In Surah Al-Baqarah mentioned twice, I think. Innal ladhina amanu wal ladhina hadu wan nasara was-sabi'in. Okay? It's how they look. It is not clearly mentioned, but it's a form of religion. Okay? Magians, they are worshipping what? Worshipping the fire. Okay? And this Sabi'in, they're worshipping other creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mountain, sun, moon, whatever they feel that these creatures are so great. Like in some part of the, in Sabah, Sarawak, they are worshipping for example, waterfall. Okay, so they said this Judaism come to Saudi Arabia, or come to Hijaz. You see here he mentioned the migration of the Jews from Palestine to Arabia passed through two phases. First, as a result of the pressure to which they were exposed, the destruction of their temple, and taking most of them as captives to Babylon. So it means in the west and in the east there are two superpower, Persian, and in the west they have Roman. So these Jews are in the middle. Okay, so when the Persian are very strong, okay, so they attack this Middle East, okay, and this Jew are in the Middle East, right? So they captured all these Jews. So in order to escape from this Persian, they ran to the south. That is the Hijaz. From the Sham, they migrate to the land of the Hijaz. So that's why this Judaism come and settle down in some part of the city, like what? Like Khaybar, like Yathrib. You know Khaybar, right? North of Medina. North of Medina. It means surrounding area. Medina, Khaybar. Medina in the past it was called as a Yathrib. Okay, the old name. And also some other part. And this, and also when that is one thing. There are two phases. One from the Persian, another from the Roman side. The Christian, attack this Jew. So that's why they migrate also. So there is from the eastern part they have what do you call it? The king name is Bukhtun Nasr. The Bukhtun Nasr. So that is mentioned here. Okay. At the hand of the king Bukhtun Nasr in the year BC 587, some Jew left Palestinian for Hijaz and settled in the northern areas thereof. The second phase started from with the Roman occupation of Palestine under the leadership of Roman Bats. It's maybe a name of the king at the time. That is 70 AD. Okay, so that's why they migrated to what? To the Hijaz. This resulted in a tidal wave of Jewish migration to Hijaz and Yathrib, Khaybar and Taima and other part of the world. And there was three main tribes of the Jew. Three main tribes. The one I think maybe some of you already know. Maybe more than that, but the most known is three. Number one is Khuraiza and Qainuqa and Bani Mustalik. Three tribes. Okay. In addition to that, you have mentioned Khabir and also Nadir. Banu Nadir. I say what just now? The main three one is Bani Nadir, Quraiza and Qainuqa. Okay, the others are just not that big tribe of the Jew. Okay. Then he said Judaism was introduced into Yemen by someone called As'ad Abi Karb. How that happened is mentioned here. He had gone to fight in Yathrib, okay, this Jew. Then he come from where? From this As'ad ibn Abi Karb, who is an Arab, okay. So, but he attacked this Jew in Yathrib, okay. There he embraced Judaism. So this Arab embraced Judaism. So when he returned to Yemen, so he what? He asked his tribes to embrace Judaism also, or Jew, and then all of them become the Judaism, Yahud. Okay. Then after that, and the Christian, okay, if you can see, after his death, his son Yusuf Zunnawas rose to power, attacked the Christians community in Najran, and ordered them to embrace Judaism. When they refused, he ordered that a pit of the fire and put all the Christians in those fire. Yeah, this is called in Surah Al-Buruj. What is that? Verse number, you see about 20 to 40,000. Ashabul Ukhdud, Zatil Waqud. What is that verse? Huh? You all memorize Quran? An-nari Zatil Waqud. Aywa. MashaAllah. Aywa. Huh? Hafiz, MashaAllah. Great. Okay, so that is the estimates say that between 20 to 40,000 Christians were killed in that human massacre. The Quran related part of that story in Al-Buruj, Surah Al-Buruj. Huh? Can it happen? 20 to 40,000 people. MashaAllah. Yeah, because they believe in one God. Okay, next. Slide number. Christianity had first made its appearance in Arabia following the entry of the Abyssinian, Ethiopian, and Roman conquests into that country. Colonialists into that country, the Abyssinian, Ethiopia. So this Christianity come from this Roman side, Ethiopia, Egypt, and all those regions come through the Ethiopia. You know, during the time of this what do you call it? Abraha. Because he built a big church, right? And he want to demolish the what? Kaaba. Okay. So he built a big church, and from that time the Christianity already entered the Hijaz from the southern part. Okay, so there's a mention here. They even built a church and called it Yamani al-Kaaba, with the aim of directing the Arab pilgrimage caravans towards Yemen, and then made an attempt to demolish the sacred house in Mecca. Allah the Almighty, however, did punish them and made an example of them here and the hereafter. That is in Surah what? MashaAllah. A Christian missionary called Phimion, and known for his ascetic behavior and working miracles, had likewise infiltrated into Najran. There he called people to Christianity, and by virtue of his honesty and truthful devotion, he managed to persuade them to respond positively to his invitation to embrace Christianity. So this is how the Christians come into this. Okay, yeah.
Question. This time the Christianity believe in one God, or it has only come to the stage where Trinity has been introduced to them?
I think they already have Trinity at the time. I still remember a long time ago this one. There was only one mazhab. They call Nestorian. Nestorian. You know what? Huh? Your father? You heard about that. They are the only group of Christian who follow the real teaching of the Isa alayhi salam.
Are they still around?
No more. Disappear. Maybe they have some of them. I don't know. If they are still exist, they need to follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No one will claim.
What about the Orthodox Christians? And they go on Trinity as well, or because as far as I know, they believe that one God, and they believe that Jesus is messenger of God. But they stop there.
They stop there.
Go further and say that Muhammad is also a prophet. They just stop there.
We have to look into their belief. We don't know what is their fundamental beliefs. If they believe in Trinity, for example, definitely they don't believe in Trinity. They believe in one God. So if they believe in God, if they still exist, then they have to follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No way to say we are following the Jesus. At the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, yes, maybe, but after that, there's no way for them to. If they are really following, they will follow the Islam. Okay, so this is, and then you can look into the Magian and also this Sabi'in, something you can read, unless you have question. We are coming to the end already. Okay, as for the Sabian, Sabianism, excavation in Iraq revealed that it had been popular amongst Chaldean folks and the Syrian and Yemenis and so on. So we don't know much about this religion, whether they are still exist or not. Wallahu a'lam. Okay, so anything? Any other question? So this is how the religion of in Saudi Arabia were developed since those days until today. Not until today, until the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anything you want to discuss? Share? That share. You. Yeah.
People always talk about the advent of Islam.
Huh?
Even it was mentioned there in the concluding parts.
Uh-huh.
They always talk about advent of Islam.
Okay.
So this word always, sometimes I try to not
You try to understand.
not to agree with this word.
Yeah, advent.
Adam is a Muslim.
Yeah.
And it's a father. And kullu mawludin yulad al-fitra.
Yes.
So how to juxtapose this?
Yeah, maybe that is just a simple term used by some ignorant people. So you can use renewal of Islam. Like we mentioned earlier, right? Prophet ﷺ didn't bring any new message. he just renewed the teaching of Ibrahim alayhi salam, right? So I agree with you. But like last time we was using this new converts to Muslim, right? And after some time we are no longer using new converts. We say revert Muslim, right? So same like that. It's not advent of Islam, but renewal of the faith. Now also we need a renewal of this faith, right? Most of our faith are corrupted, altered, distorted with what? With like the Amr bin Luhai introduced new innovation. No, good innovations. Bid'ah hasanah. Right. All are hasan. Anyone who introduced innovation, they said this is not good. Everyone will say good, right? Am I right or not? If I introduce something, anything, I'm going to say it is not good? Of course I will say good. Yes, Sheikh. Any question? You? Yeah.
Actually, I want to ask, before Nabi Muhammad SAW,
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
so basically the Arab, they can follow any teaching from Nabi Isa or Ibrahim, is it okay?
Yes, of
Or
course.
should they only follow the teaching of the previous prophet before Nabi Muhammad SAW? Nabi Isa?
You mean before the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Yeah.
Follow only Isa or they can follow any prophet? Because there's a lot of teaching.
Yeah, you mean I think how they want to follow, because all of them are from the same progeny of Yaqub, Bani Israel. So one after another, all of them are from the same progeny, right? Like a father, son, and so on. So of course all of them following their forefathers, right? Worshipping the only one God. So if we follow those group, of course, for example, there are children of. Another thing you have to remember that these prophets only for those people. Liqawmihim. Lut for the Qawm. Shu'aib for their Qawm. So all this. Whether this Qawm of Saleh want to follow the teaching of another prophet, it's same, right? That's a good question also, but I don't know. But it is, I think it's the same. Right? Do they bring any new teaching? No, there's no new teaching. Right? The Tawhid is the same. But maybe, if another question raised from your question, if that is the case, why this Jew and the Christian are fighting among themselves, right? If it is the same, so maybe there are some slight difference within their teachings, whether they.
You're talking about is the Jew who is.
Yeah, the Jew, the one that practice Judaism is only the Jew.
The Jew,
The
yeah.
Arab cannot adopt the teaching of the Jew.
The Arab. That's something